If I can go back in time 10 years ago, this is exactly what I would say to my 18-year-old self. Because my 18-year-old self had dreams and had visions, and I still have some of those same dreams and same visions. However, I really believe that I made those mistakes because of the person that is watching right now. So that way I can come to you and say, don't make the same mistakes that I made. And if you not making the same mistakes I made, you then can get into your vision and dream a little bit quicker than I am. I know I'm still young, 28, and I know eventually I will get to that vision and that dream, but I probably would get there a little bit quicker if I wouldn't have done certain things. So this is the advice that I have for my 18-year-old self. The first piece of advice I have is go all in the faith. Know Jesus as your Lord and as your Savior. Understand the Word. Apply what you're learning from the Word. Use those biblical principles and actually live them out. Don't care about what other people are doing or not doing. Focus on Jesus. And you will experience all things will be added to you. Because we know in Matthew 6:33 it says, seek first the kingdom and all these things will be added to you. The second thing that I would tell my 18-year-old self is take inventory of your friends. If you can't look at some of your friends and say, man, I kind of want their life, then don't have them around. We all know about the quote, you are who you hang out with. And some of the friends that I had when I was 18, all they cared about was partying and doing just a lot of, I wouldn't say bad stuff, is like what 18-year-olds do, but it's just knowing who I was at 18, with having the vision that I had and knowing that I wanted to be successful in certain things. I just know that the friends that I had weren't on the same mindset as me. And I wouldn't be able to go to them with advice because they wouldn't care. So to my 18-year-old self and to those 18-year-olds that are listening, the people that you are hanging out around with has a huge impact in your life. And if you can't look around and say, man, like you have a life that I kind of want, or you can't have those people that are around you pour into you and be able to give you advice and to push you forward or to hold you accountable, then get them out of your life. And they'd be like, oh, so I'm not going to have any friends? Well, there's so many online communities out there, people that probably have similar interests as you. You can find that community, but you have to be willing to leave the old friend group to go search for the new one. Steve Harvey says this beautiful, beautiful analogy or imagery. Well, this happened in his life. He said that he wanted to get a new car, and his mom was like, yeah, you can get that new car, but what about the old car in the garage? And he's like, yeah, mom, but I'm really gonna get this new car. Like, this is exactly the car I want. This is that. But his mom kept on replying, but you have the old car in the garage. And she's like, where are you gonna put the new car when you have the old car in the garage? And the way that Steve Harvey put it, he related that story to his life. There's so many new things that we want in our lives, but what are we doing with the old things that are in our lives? If you want that new friend group, you got to get rid of the old one. And it might suck. These friends are probably been your friends forever, but it's one of those things that you're thinking long term. You're thinking about your vision, your future family, the life that you want to live. And some of these friends might be just weights trying to keep you down on earth when you're trying to fly. All this like metaphor and analogies, and I love it. The third piece of advice, this is more of like finances and jobs. When you get out of high school, you don't sometimes people know what they want to do and sometimes they don't. So then they go into college or they get into a full-time job. Some people are self-aware and say, hey, I know that college is not for me or I can't afford it, so I'm not going to go. Then other people are like, not really sure, but they've been forced by either their school or their parents to tell them to go to college, so they go, but they don't really have that like career in mind. If you're not sure about college, I would suggest and submit this to you to skip college and really reflect and take that time to know what you really want to do. And some people don't even find out what they really want to do into their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. There's no really time frame. The reason why I'm suggesting this to you is because when you go into college, it's a financial commitment. If you have parents that can help you out with, the student loans, then so be it. Or if you have a scholarship, go for it. But if you don't have any of that, that financial commitment can come back to you after you're done with college, and then that could be a burden. The Lord says for us to be lenders, not borrowers. So my submission or suggestion to you is, if you're not completely certain about what you want to do, but you feel that pressure of going to college, but you don't know if you want to go to college, I would just say, don't do it. All the parents out there are going to be like, oh, don't listen. Don't do it. Really reflect and see what your passions are. Really reflect to see what you want to do for the rest of your life. And like I said, you might not know at 18, but start trying things. Gary Vee is the notorious for saying, just try this, try that. If you want to be a YouTuber like me, try going on YouTube. If you want to be a professional athlete, start trying to just try. You want to be a cook, start trying. You'll know as you live your life, and it's going to make so much sense. But you have to continue to move forward, and then you're going to find your way. When it comes to money, and that's where I got into this. If you can, I know my 18-year-old self was scared of a full-time job because it was dang, I feel like I'm going back to school. Sorry, I have allergies. But I was scared of going to a full-time job because of all those hours. And if I was to give my 18-year-old self some advice, I would say, find a job. Doesn't matter if you like it or not, because since you don't know what you want to do for the rest of your life, every job that you're going to do, you're not going to like. Find a job that has endless opportunity to grow, to get more money as you grow, and just get really good at it. Develop the skills that you need to get to the next level in the ladder. And get as much money as possible when you're living with your parents and climbing up that ladder in that corporate world. You're not going to like it. You're going to be tired every day, but you have the energy. You're not going to like it, but just keep on moving up into the ranks of that corporate job and get more and more money. But what you're going to do with all that money is you're going to put it away. You're not going to spend it. These are the moments where I wish I did differently. When I had a full-time job, I got the new car, I got the new phone, I got the laptop. I ate out almost every day. And now at 10 years later, I'm learning about stewardship, about my finances, about the value of cooking my meals and not spending money outside, the value of going to discount stores and not buying things for full price, and learning about keeping my money, not spending my money. So during this time, get the job, get the full-time job, put in the time, put in the work, and develop and grow that savings and grow that mentality of stewardship and finances and making sure that you're not blowing money, but you're keeping it so that way you can build something in the next couple of years. If you accumulate some finances like 100,000, 150,000 in the next 2-3 years, and you decide in the next 2 or 3 years what you want to do for the rest of your life, you can either put that money into the business, you put that money into education for the thing that you want, you can get the house, or you can put yourself in a really good position. And you're not thinking about that at 18. You're thinking about, I got a new job. I want this. I want that. I want to get it. I'm going to get it. But my advice to myself at 18 is get the full-time job, work my way up in the job, get more money, but also save all of that money. If I'm living with my mom, which I was living with my mom, save, 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 save. Save. Don't spend. Don't worry about what's the left or right of you. Keep your eyes focused on the vision and save. Those friends, those people, those influencers that are flaunting this, flaunting that, they don't have your best interest. I have your best interest. And that is, I want you to succeed. I want you in the next 5 years to have a leg up, a good start. You're running at this point in the next 5 years. You want to do things that your family has never been done. These are some practical things that everyone needs to know. Good stewardship, everyone needs to know that. But you only learn that when you're put in a position that you have to. And I'm trying to be proactive with you and say, don't get into the position where you have to be frugal or you have to be good with your finances. Learn the practices now. So when that time does come, if it does, or even it will never come because of what you did right now. And lastly, to make this video, because I can go on and on about advice that I would give to my younger self, is stay consistent. Be disciplined in different areas. If it's fitness, if it's learning the new skill, if it's learning a new language, if whatever it is that you're working on right now, work on it, work on it, work on it. Even when it doesn't feel good, continue to work on it and become a master. They say that you need 10,000 hours to become a master in a certain thing. You are young. You can put those 10,000 hours in right now. And so in the next 10 years, you will be an absolute genius in that specific thing. But it starts with discipline and it starts with consistency. Don't let up for nothing. Vacations, life events, keep going and being better and better at whatever it is that you want to do or that you are currently doing or what you want to work on. That could be so many things, if it's sports or if it's cooking or if it's learning a language. It could be so many different things. I'm sorry. But my advice to you is to stay consistent and don't stop. From this moment forward, don't stop. Keep going, becoming better. And then you're gonna get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm really good at it. Then either watch or be around people that are better than you in that certain thing and learn from them. Take it to the next level. Because in life, people pay for people that are masters in a certain thing. So become the master. And that way you'll have that undeniable skill that will always get you into a good position when it comes to resources and finances, because you'll be able to charge because of the work that you put in. I hope that makes sense. Thank you guys for staying to this part of this video. If you can think of someone who could really use this message, copy the link, send it to them. If you are thinking about something that really stood out to you in this video, comment down below what that is. Maybe someone else can relate. However, staying to this part of this video means the world to me. So I just want to say thank you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.